Good afternoon. My name is Philip Prendergast, and I'm a teacher at North Queens Community School here in Caledonia, Nova Scotia. And my co-author is Scott Jeremy of Acadia First Nation Wildcat Community in Guestbequet. The title of our poster is Elaptoq, Land-Based Learning at North Queens Community School. And the word Elaptoq, that's a Mi'kmaq word that means to make tracks towards something. So as we started to collaborate to lay the foundation for the land-based learning program, we thought we were working towards something special, something new, and we thought it was maybe a model for other schools to follow. So that's why we thought that was a fitting name for the working group we've established to help with the land-based learning planning. So what is land-based learning? Well, at North Queens, now land-based learning is a junior high elective for grades 7, 8, and 9 that runs once a week for 2 hours. So we really focus on connection to the land, and providing opportunities for students to get outside on the land and learn from Mother Nature. So it is largely a field class, so we do have a lot of time outside, and some of the guiding questions that we have focuses on the five senses, or of course we use a lot of skills of observations, but the five senses that I'm referring to would be sense of place, sense of responsibility, sense of stewardship, sense of belonging, and sense of self. So not only do we try to observe our surroundings in as many ways possible, with a sense of sight and hearing and smell, etc., but we also try to encourage students to consider what it means to be from North Queens. So how is North Queens different from another place in the province? What is it about North Queens that contributes to things like self-identity? How does a connection to the land contribute to a sense of belonging through shared interests, for example? And then ultimately, how do we take more responsibility for our actions and encourage a sense of stewardship within students, to respect and become aware of what they're sharing the land with? So the learning outcomes for this course are recognizing common tree species across the Acadian Wabanaki Forest. Learners will analyze their surroundings to build spatial awareness of the natural environment. Learners will investigate species at risk and environmental factors threatening local species. Learners will analyze the interconnectedness of a species in an ecosystem, and learners will reflect on how they connect to the land. So through these learning outcomes, we can build a program that focuses on what is around students. So what is where? What do we go out and see every day? And ultimately, what do we have in common? Because we're going out and we're seeing similar tree species. And hopefully by the end of the course, students will be able to recognize what they're seeing in the forest. We build spatial awareness to understand what is where, why there, and why care. So hopefully the students will become more aware of the activities that happen in their surrounding areas. By identifying species at risk and environmental factors threatening those local species, we can have a better understanding of why it's important to care about species at risk, and also what we can do to help protect or encourage positive relationships with those species. And that also plays into understanding the interconnectedness that exists in nature. So humans wouldn't be at the top of our hierarchy, but part of a larger cycle that relies on things being interconnected. And also connecting with the land. That's, again, probably the most important aspect of this course. So before we can kind of ask students to reflect on how they connect with the land, they have to know for themselves what that looks like. So a big part of the course is actually getting students out on the land and checking out different ecosystems, whether it's the beach, a river ecosystem, a forest ecosystem, whether we're canoeing on a lake. We're always observing our surroundings and reflecting on what activity we're engaging in and how we're connecting to the land. So community is a big part of this program. We rely on community partners and expertise. So collaboration with local expertise and knowledge to enhance learning. So a good example of this would be collaboration with MTRI or Acadia First Nation Ecology. Um, uh, so these are the partners that we work with, week in, week out, in order to plan and provide students with valuable learning opportunities that may not exist otherwise. So basically, we want to provide real world opportunities for students to consider how they are connecting with the land, as opposed to just theoretical or hypothetical um, situations. Learning together. So we try to take a two-eyed seeing approach, which weaves together Western and Indigenous views. So we're incorporating concepts of Misinogama or all my relations, which speaks to the interconnectedness in an ecosystem, or Netigalimp. So more of sustainable harvesting and taking what we need and using all we takes. So getting students to consider how their impacts are having a lasting effect on the environment. Local harvesting, students learn what grows in their region and they connect with the land through that means. So we've established a school tradition now of going cranberry harvesting in October at Low's Landing near Lake Rossignol. So this is a way that students can learn what grows around them, and then we go out for a class trip and we can collect and harvest the cranberries, and then we can come back and make, whether it's jam, we could dry them, make cranberry sauce. Last year we made cranberry sauce and served it with a school meal, which was fantastic. So we're teaching students how they can use the gifts from within their community for something that would benefit their community. Learning on the water. So we do have several canoe instructors at school here, and canoeing is a big part of land-based learning. So being out on the water, it really adds another dimension to learning, and students are able to see the land in a different way. Canoeing is not only fun, but we can access places that may not be easily accessed otherwise, and it's great for building perspective. And also connecting with Keji. I mentioned community partners are so important and vital for the success of this course. So we try to take advantage of any local opportunities that we can. And Keji is only about 20 minutes up the road from our school, so we try to make it out to the park as much as possible in any season. It's usually great in the winter for snowshoeing, or in the spring, fall. Canoeing is always a great time up at Keji. And skill building as well. So we try to incorporate as many traditional skills as possible, where and when we can. So 2 years ago, a local family from Acadia First Nation gifted the school a moose hide, and we. Working with local knowledge keepers, we've worked with the hide at school and dehaired it, flushed it, and then dried it out, and then we were able to make 3 drums from that moose hide. So that was an excellent lesson in using every part of the animal, and also the work and commitment it takes to make drums out of a moose hide. So the students got a lot out of that activity, and we have one drum at school. We gifted one to Acadia First Nation and also to the Native Council of Nova Scotia. So it was a good way to give back to the community that really guided us through that process. So hopefully, students are making connections with the land. They're learning skills along the way, and hopefully they're adopting a new perspective that can help them in their life today, and hopefully as they continue their learning journeys. So hopefully you enjoy the conference, and yeah, land-based learning has been going great. So I'm very happy to be here, and that's all for me. Thank you.